what do we have here? Oh yeah, a new fish shipment. So I'm not going to really bring you through the whole process that I've done every other time, which is normally to show you the unpacking and all that stuff. I'll tell you, it is 5 of the Anthias that I'm naming below. It is one of a fairy wrasse, velvet fairy, I believe. Then you'll see one of my all-time favorite wrasses, the radiant wrasse, and you'll see a mystery wrasse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for those that have recently subscribed, for those that have continued to stay subscribed, and for you, yes you, the one right now looking to see if you enjoy this channel and decide whether you're going to subscribe or like or comment below. Now, one thing I did discover is that apparently you have to have an account in order to like or subscribe. Now I see why there's that big percentage of people that have watched the channel that are not subscribed. And so if there's a channel you're going to make that decision of whether to subscribe or not, or whether to create an account, or not, I definitely would appreciate it if that would be mine. All right, without further ado, this is right here, the Red Sea E-260 Max. This is the one that comes already with the lights, with the back chamber, which is where the sump is at. This is an all-in-one tank. There is no sump underneath. Well, I have an ATO actually in here. This has gone through a lot of transitions, this tank has, and therefore at this point we are at an anemone tank. So we're gonna try this video where I don't end up having to make any edits or anything like that. I am on a time crunch. You know, it was a busy week. My son had playoff games, my other son had his soccer games, and my daughter in gymnastics, of course. So didn't have any time to do any editing of any other videos. So hopefully this will suffice. I figured it was time for an update anyways, because as you can see from the beginning of the video, there was some fish that I got, and no, not the Anthias actually went into the Mega Matrix. The ones that came in here were the wrasses, and you may be wondering, why would I put wrasses where there's anemones? These wrasses have actually been here for a few months now. That video that I showed you at the beginning was a few months ago when I first got them, and then they've been in here with the intention of one day moving them to the peninsula tank. So that's still in the works. The 3 wrasses that I have right now are the mystery wrasse, the radiant wrasse, and this I want to say it's a, man, I'm stuck now on the last one, which is the one coming by right there. Man, sometimes does it flash some beautiful colors. I forgot the name of it. I want to say it's a velvet wrasse, but not 100% sure. So as you can see, I'm going to bring you a bit closer. Look how huge these rainbow bubble tip anemones have gotten. These are different variation. I'm going to bring you up to the side right here. And then you have, man, see, that's why I like to do some video editing sometimes, because then I'll think of the name and I'm able to put it in, do some edits to make it seem like I never actually had forgotten the name. All right, so you're going to hear some sound. I'm not sure if you're able to hear it in the background, but I actually ended up buying some new return pumps, a bigger version of what the original ones that this tank came with, in order to get the SpinStreams to push out more water. And as you can see, it is pushing quite a bit of water. I did not need to end up putting a power head in here. I did not want to, because something else that I haven't caught you up on is that when there was a power head in here and I was on trip to El Salvador because of my mom getting sick and all that, my wife was watching all the tanks for me and my kids. This ended up in the power head. This was half the size of, which is a carpet anemone, a blue carpet anemone, was half the size of what you see it here now. And it got caught into the power head, and we seriously thought that it was the end of it. I wasn't here. I had to walk my wife through what to do. And then I asked her to leave it in a container in order to see if it would, she would see it attach its foot, and if so, then that means it would still maybe, you know, savable. And as you can see, it's actually double the size. The mouth of it is on this side, so it was one side that was completely tore up, but it's regrowing. Let's see if I can bring you there. There you go. And it's completely, I would say, healed up and now just, you know, growing. So I'm very happy about that, because that definitely is an anemone that I love. I love the blue on it. All right, what else has been happening in this tank? So I do have this net. This is a true nature of how I keep this for now until I build a new lid, because it actually broke in the corner. This is from Red Sea. I did not do anything. I did not drop it. I think just salt water and time ended up, you know, making it brittle, and one day it just popped. Sock right there is there because I did a water change about 2 days ago and I left it out there to dry. And then this I use for when the snails, end up flipping over, and I have to flip them back over before one of these wrasses is able to get to it. Sometimes I don't get there soon enough. So if you have questions, let me know, and I'll make sure that the next update that I do on this tank, that I give you all those answers for the questions that you have. But this is a very simple tank. The purpose of it, if you've been following along the previous videos, if you haven't, there is videos of when I first set this one up with the intention of the anemones, because it's been first set up a few times. I can say that it's been a very low maintenance tank. I have not had to do much with it. I do my water changes maybe once every 3 to 4 weeks. I'll check the alkalinity every other week, and when I do see the alkalinity is low or the pH is low, I rectify it, and then that lasts for a few weeks without, before it goes down again. I don't think there's really anything here that absorbs it that fast. I'm not sure if anemones do or not. Definitely provide some knowledge on the comments below whether they do or not. But I do know that alkalinity, even when you're just in the mixing station, it will go low on its own. So let's see, these clowns here were given to me. They were in the holding tank for quite some time. They never wanted to host any of the anemones, and then recently I guess they finally decided to host them. These wrasses so far have been safe in here. I know I'm taking a risk, but I would say maybe this weekend or the next, I do plan on catching them and putting them in the Peninsula tank, or maybe even the Mega Matrix, now that there's a lid on top. So yes, I have a lid on top of the Mega Matrix, and I will be showcasing it on one of my future videos. It is a top lids lid. If you've seen my previous video, you'll know that I was not very happy with their customer service, but I can tell you, I'll give you a brief explanation of why I ended up going with top lids again. It is under new ownership, and they did reach out. We talked about the issues that I had. They rectified the issue by sending me the missing pieces that I need, which were the evap covers for the Peninsula tank. And we definitely talked about, my concerns and all that. And boy, did they not disappoint this time around. I was able to get the lids for the Mega Matrix, evap covers for it, and the turnaround time was fairly quickly. So definitely very happy. If one thing that I can say about companies, I'm a very patient man, to be honest. And all I ask is that, if there is an issue, that it gets rectified, and they definitely did. So it took some time, but I know that it was under new ownership, and the new owners are who actually decided to reach out and make sure that, everything was squared away. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to leave it. I truly appreciate those that hung around towards the end of the video. I'll make sure that next week we'll have another update on one of the other tanks. I think the Peninsula is next. There's definitely a surprise for that Peninsula on the nature of it as of today, and there's a lot to talk about. Not sure if I'm going to do a vlog style like this one, or if I'm going to do one where I do a lot of editing and make sure that there's not a lot of movement like there is here. Either way, let me know what you thought. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to create an account with YouTube so that you can hit the like button, you can subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one.